The importance of knowing people, your network, is so crucial, not just in business, but in life as well. As a business person, as an entrepreneur, I knew the importance of networking, knowing who to go to whenever you had business problems. But I didn't expect this to also happen in life until I had this cyst on my wrist known as a ganglion cyst. Watch on. 1 year ago in 2020, when I was at home, all of a sudden I wasn't doing anything at all, just going about my day, and all of a sudden I looked at my wrist. I think I was at my desk at the time. I just looked at my wrist and I suddenly saw this lump. I didn't know what it was at that time, so I was panicking and I googled it. I googled sudden lump on wrist, and the very first few results pointed me to this cyst known as a ganglion cyst. And you can Google it, you can actually find information about what a ganglion cyst is. Maybe I can show something on the screen for you, but it's a typically benign cyst that's filled with fluid from your joints, and it's usually it's so swollen with these fluids that it becomes it's hard, and it's a big cyst, a lump on your joints, typically your wrist, above or below, or your finger joints. I got it on my wrist, and I was looking through all the information on Google, and there was everything from using a Bible to whack the cyst, right, causing the fluid sac to rupture and therefore getting rid of the cyst. But that's not very recommended. Infections and all that might happen. So and I didn't want to try that. So I thought I'll be living with the cyst all my life, until I met a doctor friend of mine who recommended another wrist surgeon that highly recommended, right? He told me that if anything were to happen to his wrist or hands, he would trust that hand surgeon, that wrist surgeon, with the procedure. And man, if a doctor tells you that, I gotta trust him, right? I gotta trust his recommendation, and that's what I did. I went the very next day. Actually, I called up the surgeon, the clinic, to make an appointment with the surgeon. Went down for my initial consult. He identified it as a ganglion cyst and told me the necessary steps. It's usually removed via surgery because there's a stalk that connects the cyst to the joint, and as long as the stalk is there, that the cyst is always gonna be there, and you can drain the cyst, but after a while the fluid will accumulate again and the cyst will come back. So the only way to really remove it is to make sure that the cyst and the stalk is removed, and that requires surgery. The cool thing was that it was only a day surgery. That means I go in and the surgery is done in 45 minutes, and usually that means I'll just require an entire morning and that'll be it. Full function on my wrist on the very same day, just that I can't do sports or extreme activities or heavy weights. So I was like, yeah, let's do it. And so I did. Okay, it's time for an unboxing. Oh wow, look at that. So you can see the incision that was made. This is the ganglion cyst that was removed by surgery. A lot of you have messaged me about it, and this is what happens. The whole thing is cut. The surgeon was really awesome. He cut along the line where
my wrist folds. You can see the skin folds, and the incision is made right along those lines. So even if there's a scar, which I hope there won't be, it will form along those lines. There's a bit of fluid still left, but that apparently will be absorbed by the body given time. Yeah. So that's the status of my ganglion cyst surgery. Looks to be healing really nicely. I just removed the plaster so you can see this is the actual incision. And you can see that this came back. It's a microscopy, I think, where they actually do an analysis of the fluid and the tissue and all those good stuff in the cyst. Yeah, you can see like this is the actual fluid sac, which is now collapsed, and this is the kind of like the stalk. So the stalk, it has to be removed, otherwise the ganglion will just form back again, like a new fluid sac will form. But essentially that's it. It's removed and I have full function of my wrist right now. I just don't want to like hyperextend it too much while it's still healing. But otherwise, it's such a quick surgery. The crazy thing is that this ganglion was like actually found next to my artery, so the surgeon had to like operate around the artery, which is kind of cool. I'm still alive, so things have been good. I didn't experience any pain. I went under general anesthesia, came out of it with this wrist bandaged up, and didn't even know how the wound looked until like a week after when the dressings were changed. So yeah, that was my experience removing a ganglion cyst. That is why it's so important to have a network. I didn't know about the possibilities nor the solutions that were open to me until I met my doctor friend. Everything that I found was on Google, and actually the more I researched it, the more confused and the more disheartened I got. The information online just told me that things were not possible, nor a permanent thing, because people who had ganglion cysts typically had the cysts recur even after they've like drained them or tried removing them. So the importance of a network is as such. If my doctor friend had not recommended a good hand surgeon to me, I wouldn't have had my ganglion cyst removed successfully. I didn't even know about the importance of removing that cyst that would cause your ganglion to recur had I not met that surgeon. And I think this is the importance of building that network, whether it's in business or in life, whether it's the friends that we have or the peers that we have surrounding us. That community or that tribe is so crucial. Think about it. Humans have done this forever, since the start of time. As hunter-gatherers or as cavemen, humans get it because no one single individual could be strong enough or could have all the skill sets necessary, and that was why humans did so well. We could work together in a group, in a team, and work towards certain objectives. Whether the objectives were to hunt for the day in order to get food, or to work together in business so that everybody is supported and helped in their own personal business journey. I discovered it again, like I said, with this ganglion cyst. It's now nicely removed and healing very well. And this wouldn't have been the case if I had not known who to go to. And hopefully this is something that resonates with you. I think having that network is so crucial. We need to build it up. And it's not a matter of just dropping texts to people or saying hi to people once in a while. I think it's essential to really build that network, that connection with a lot of trust, with a lot of respect, with a lot of sincerity, with a lot of authenticity. That way you can really get the deep relationships that can help you. In my personal or in my business journey or in my business, I have business friends that I know I can rely on, that I know I can approach, and I know who have my back. And together, we are on this journey together. So that is the power of a community, that is the power of a network.
One of the things that I'm trying to do is to build a community of entrepreneurs, not just in Singapore, but all around the world. If this is something that interests you, go check it out. It's on superscaling.com/X. If that's something that is exciting to you, I look forward to seeing you inside. If this video resonated with you, if you have benefited from my sharing about the power of networks, or if you know someone or maybe yourself who have benefited from my process of removing the ganglion cyst, like this video. Better yet, share it with a friend who might benefit, or comment down below, because I like reading your comments and I like replying to them as well. And so if you do so, I'll reply to your comment. Otherwise, please take care. And if you like the videos that I put out, subscribe to this channel so you'll be notified whenever I put out a new video. Till then, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.